My name is Greg Mason, and I'm the IT guy who can't fix his own marriage. 38 years old, sitting in my ergonomic chair at Dataflow Solutions, staring at error codes that make more sense than my wife's recent behavior. Lauren has been acting strange for weeks now. Late nights, mysterious phone calls, new lingerie that never makes an appearance when I'm around. Another server crash? Pete Martinez slides his chair over to my desk, munching on his third donut of the morning. He's my closest friend at work, the kind of guy who still thinks fart jokes are hilarious but would give you his last dollar without hesitation. Nah, just thinking about Lauren, I mutter, clicking through security logs. She's been different lately. Pete raises an eyebrow. Different how? Like alien abduction different or midlife crisis different? More like having an affair different. The words hang in the air between us. Pete stops chewing his donut. Dude, that's heavy. You sure? I lean back in my chair, the familiar squeak echoing in our corner of the office. New perfume, gym memberships she never uses, working late on projects that don't exist. Plus, she's been getting texts at all hours from someone named R. Could be her mom. Isn't her name Rebecca? Her mom's in the phone as mom. This R person sends messages that make her smile in ways I haven't seen in months. Pete wheels closer, lowering his voice. You want to know for sure? Because there are ways to find out. Completely legal ways. I should say no. I should trust my wife of 7 years. I should communicate like the marriage counselors always suggest. Instead, I nod. Lauren uses the family GPS app for safety, right? Well, if she's being unsafe with your marriage, maybe it's time to see where she really goes during those late nights. That evening, Lauren announces another work dinner. She's dressed in a black dress I've never seen, her makeup perfect, heels that click confidently across our hardwood floors. Don't wait up, she says, kissing my cheek with lips that taste like expensive lipstick. This client meeting might run late. Which client? I ask, not looking up from my laptop. The Morrison account. You know how demanding they are. I do know. I also know the Morrison account was closed last month because I helped Lauren organize her files, but I just smile and wave goodbye. An hour later, I'm parked outside the Riverside Motel, watching my wife of 7 years walk hand in hand with Ryan Foster into room 237. Ryan, her ex-boyfriend from college, her current co-worker, the guy she always said was just a friend. My hands grip the steering wheel as I watch them through the window. They're laughing, touching, acting like teenagers sneaking around behind Daddy's back. Except, I'm not Daddy. I'm the husband who pays half the rent on the apartment they're betraying. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. Ryan drives a leased Audi that he probably can't afford. He's got that smug smile that screams, I peaked in college but still think I'm hot stuff. The kind of guy who wears cologne to the grocery store and calls women females. I sit there for 2 hours, watching other couples come and go, wondering how long this has been happening. How many work dinners were actually motel visits? How many times did she come home and lie next to me, smelling like him? My phone buzzes. A text from Lauren. Meeting running super late, might crash at Sierra's tonight. Sierra, her best friend, and apparently her alibi. I wonder what else Sierra knows. I drive home to our empty apartment, but I don't go upstairs. Instead, I call Pete. I need a favor, I tell him, and it involves your tow truck driver cousin. Oh, this is gonna be good. The next morning, Lauren calls me at work, her voice shrill with panic. Greg, my car is gone. Someone stole it from the motel parking lot. Which motel? I ask innocently. I thought you were at Sierra's. Silence. Then, I stopped at a motel to use the bathroom on the way to Sierra's. The car was there when I went in. That's weird. Did you call the police? Not yet. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Well, I hope you find it. Hey, there's a note on our door addressed to you. Want me to read it? Another pause. What does it say? I unfold the paper I wrote last night. Hope you enjoyed your evening. Next time, park in a more secure location. The walk of shame builds character. XOXO, a concerned citizen. The line goes quiet except for her breathing. Lauren, you still there? I'll be home soon, she says, and hangs up. But when she gets home, she won't be able to get in. I changed the locks this morning, and I've spent my lunch break printing every suspicious text, every lie, every receipt from her secret credit card that Pete helped me access through perfectly legal means. Our living room looks like a detective's evidence board. Photos of her and Ryan, printouts of their text conversations, a timeline of her lies mapped out on poster board like a serial cheater's greatest hits. I'm sitting on the couch with a glass of whiskey when I hear her key fail to work in the lock. Then the knocking starts. Greg, open the door. My key isn't working. I take a sip of whiskey and walk to the door. Welcome home, honey, I say through the wood. I think we need to talk. The knocking becomes pounding. Greg, this is ridiculous. Open the door right now. I unlock it and step back as Lauren storms in, her face flushed from what I assume was a very long walk in heels. She stops short when she sees the living room. What is this? She whispers, staring at the evidence covering every surface. This, I say, gesturing with my whiskey glass, is honesty. Something you should try sometime. She moves closer to the poster board, her face going pale as she reads her own words, printed in black and white. Text messages to Ryan about how boring I am. Messages to Sierra about their wild nights and Ryan's skills. Photos of them together that she thought were private. You went through my phone? I didn't have to. You left it open on the kitchen counter last Tuesday. I just happened to see Ryan's name pop up with a message about missing your body. Curious, I took a screenshot. Then another. Then I realized I was married to a stranger. Lauren's shock transforms into anger. You have no right to invade my privacy. Privacy? I laugh, and it comes out harsher than I intended. You lost the right to privacy when you started using our shared GPS to coordinate your affairs. When you used our joint credit card to buy lingerie for another man. When you turned our marriage into a lie. She starts tearing down the printouts, crumpling them into balls. This is insane, Greg! You're acting like a psychopath. I'm acting like a man who's tired of being made a fool. Sit down, Lauren. We're going to discuss your resignation from this marriage. My what? You're going to move out. Today. I've already packed your things. I point to the suitcases by the door. Your affair partner can help you find a new place. Lauren's face cycles through emotions. Anger, fear, calculation. I can see her trying to figure out how to spin this, how to make herself the victim. Greg, you don't understand. Ryan and I, it's complicated. We have history and you're married to me. Had. You had history. Now you just have baggage. She tries a different approach, her voice softening. Baby, I know this looks bad, but we can work through this. Couples therapy, counseling. The time for counseling was before you started renting motel rooms with your ex. The time for working through things was before you lied to my face every single day for months. My phone rings. It's Pete. How's it going? He asks. She's here, looking at the evidence. Evidence of what? Lauren demands. I put the phone on speaker. Pete, say hello to my cheating wife. Hi, Lauren. Sorry about your car. I heard it got towed from that motel. Probably should have parked in a more secure location. Lauren's face turns red. You had my car towed? I had an abandoned vehicle removed from private property. The fact that it belonged to you is just coincidence. She lunges for the phone, but I'm faster. Years of dealing with angry users grabbing for keyboards has given me good reflexes. Where's my car, Greg? Safe. You can pick it up from the impound lot. Bring cash. They don't take credit cards, and I froze our joint accounts this morning. You can't do that. Actually, I can. I'm the primary account holder. You're just an authorized user. We're an authorized user. Lauren stares at me like she's seeing me for the first time. I don't know who you are anymore. I'm the same guy I've always been. The difference is, now I know who you are. She grabs her suitcases and heads for the door. This isn't over, Greg. Yes, it is. And Lauren, I'd be careful about what you post on social media about this. I have screenshots of everything, and I'm not above sharing them with your family if you try to paint me as the bad guy. The door slams behind her, and I'm alone in our apartment for the first time in years. It should feel empty, but instead, it feels clean. My phone buzzes with notifications. Lauren is already posting on social media, painting herself as the victim of my controlling behavior. She's claiming I violated her privacy and destroyed her property. I screenshot her posts and open my own social media accounts. Time for some truth-telling. I post the first photo, Lauren and Ryan holding hands outside the motel, timestamp clearly visible. The caption reads, "When your wife's work dinner involves her ex-boyfriend and a motel room. Truth hurts. No more lies." Within minutes, the comments start pouring in. Friends, family, co-workers, everyone can see what really happened. Lauren's narrative crumbles before she can even establish it. My phone rings again. This time it's Sierra. "Greg, what the hell is going on? Lauren is at my place crying, saying you've lost your mind." "Sierra, how long have you been covering for her?" Silence. "How long have you been helping my wife cheat on me?" "Greg, Save it. I have text messages between you two planning her alibis. You want to be part of this mess? Fine, but don't call me pretending to be innocent." I hang up and pour another whiskey. My phone is buzzing constantly now. Comments, messages, phone calls. The truth is, spreading faster than Lauren's lies ever could. Then I get a text from an unknown number. "You're going to pay for this, you pathetic loser. Ryan." I screenshot it and add it to my evidence folder. Then I text back, "Looking forward to it. Bring your A game, you'll need it." But Ryan's threat gives me an idea. If he wants to escalate this, I'm ready. I've been the nice guy, the understanding husband, the doormat for too long. Time to show them what happens when you push the IT guy too far. I open my laptop and start researching Ryan Foster. His social media profiles, his work history, his address. If he wants a war, he's got one. But this time, I'm fighting with information, and information is my specialty. By tomorrow morning, Ryan Foster is going to wish he'd never heard the name Greg Mason. Ryan's apartment building is one of those trendy downtown complexes with a name like the Metropolitan or Urban Heights, the kind of place where young professionals pay too much rent to feel sophisticated. I'm sitting in my car across the street at 6 a.m., sipping coffee and watching his routine. He emerges at 6:47 a.m. exactly, wearing a gym outfit that probably costs more than my monthly phone bill. His leased Audi gleams in the morning sun, a symbol of everything wrong with guys like him. All flash, no substance. I wait until he disappears around the corner, then make my move. Pete's cousin Danny runs a cleaning service, and for $50, he was happy to provide me with industrial-grade glitter and a case of expired sardines from his restaurant supply connection. The glitter goes under the door handles, in the air vents, and scattered across the seats. The sardines get tucked into various hidden spots, behind the spare tire, under the seats, in the glove compartment. The final touch is a note on his windshield. "Cheaters park elsewhere. Enjoy the smell." Management. I'm back in my car when Ryan returns from his workout. I watch through binoculars as he approaches his car, sees the note, and opens the door. The explosion of glitter is visible from across the street. His face goes from confusion to rage in seconds. My phone buzzes with a text from Lauren. "Stop harassing Ryan. This is between you and me." I text back. Nothing is between you and me anymore. You made sure of that. But the car prank is just the appetizer. The main course requires more finesse. I've been researching Ryan's background, and it turns out he's not as successful as he pretends. His Audi is 3 months behind on payments. His apartment rent is being covered by his roommate Dan, a laid-back guy who works at a dispensary and apparently has no idea his roommate is a serial cheater. Dan is surprisingly easy to find on social media. He posts constantly about his job, his hobbies, his frustrations with Ryan's drama. A few private messages later, and I've learned that Ryan has been bringing different girls to the apartment regularly, that he owes Dan money, and that he's been lying about his job performance. Dude's always bragging about his conquests, Dan tells me over the phone. Says he's got some married chick wrapped around his finger. Talks about her husband like he's some kind of loser. Interesting. What else does he say? That the husband is clueless, that he could steal her away permanently if he wanted. Real scumbag stuff, you know? I've been thinking about finding a new roommate anyway. What would it take to speed up that process? Dan laughs. Man, if someone could get Ryan out of here, I'd owe them big time. He's behind on utilities, brings drama to my door, and eats my food. I'm tired of it. What if I told you I could solve your Ryan problem? I'd say you're my new best friend. That afternoon, I'm waiting outside Lauren's office building with a coffee and a folder full of documents. Her coworkers are starting to leave for the day, and I recognize several faces from company parties and holiday gatherings. Sandra, Lauren's boss, emerges from the elevator looking tired. I've met her a few times. She's the no-nonsense type who values professionalism above everything else. Sandra, Greg Mason, Lauren's husband, could I speak with you for a moment? Her expression shifts to concern. Is everything all right? Lauren called in sick today. That's actually what I wanted to discuss. Lauren hasn't been honest with you about her recent absences. I hand her the folder. These are documented proof that her client meetings and work emergencies have actually been personal appointments with her boyfriend. Sandra's face hardens as she flips through the evidence. Photos, text messages, GPS records showing Lauren at motels and restaurants during claimed work hours. She's been using company time for personal affairs, lying about client meetings, and potentially damaging your company's reputation. I thought you should know. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Sandra says, her voice cold. This will be addressed immediately. That evening, I'm home editing together a video montage when my doorbell rings. It's Lauren, and she looks furious. You went to my boss? Are you insane? I'm thorough. Come in, I want to show you something. She follows me to the living room, where my laptop is connected to the TV. On the screen is a compilation video set to upbeat music. Photos of Lauren and Ryan, screenshots of their text conversations, GPS data showing their motel visits, all synchronized perfectly. What is this? This is the truth, set to music. I'm thinking of sharing it at your company's holiday party next week. What do you think? Lauren's face goes white. You wouldn't. Try me. She lunges for the laptop, but I close it before she can reach it. Greg, please, you're ruining my life. I'm not ruining anything. I'm revealing what you already ruined. There's a difference. My phone rings. It's an unknown number, but I recognize Ryan's voice immediately. Listen, you psycho, I don't know what your problem is, but you need to back off. I put the phone on speaker. Ryan, how's the car? Getting all that glitter out must be a real challenge. You're going to pay for that, and if you don't stop harassing Lauren, you'll what? Cheat with someone else's wife? Oh wait, you're already doing that. I'm coming over there right now. Please do, I'll be waiting. I hang up and turn to Lauren. Your boyfriend's coming over, this should be interesting. Greg, don't do this. Ryan has a temper. So do I. The difference is, mine's been building up for months. 20 minutes later, there's aggressive knocking at my door. I open it to find Ryan still covered in traces of glitter, his face red with anger. You think you're funny? He shouts, pushing past me into the apartment. I think I'm thorough. Lauren, your boyfriend's here. Isn't this cozy? Ryan looks around the apartment, taking in the evidence still scattered around the room. His confidence wavers as he realizes how much I know. You're sick, man. Going through people's private stuff, stalking us. I'm not stalking anyone. I'm documenting my wife's affair with her ex-boyfriend. Big difference. Ryan steps closer, trying to intimidate me. You need to let this go and move on with your life. I am moving on, by making sure everyone knows exactly who you both are. That's when Ryan makes his mistake. He reaches for my laptop, probably thinking he can destroy the evidence. I grab his wrist and twist, using a move I learned in a self-defense class years ago. He yelps and stumbles backward. Don't touch my stuff, Ryan. In fact, don't touch anything that belongs to me. That includes my wife. Ex-wife, Lauren corrects. Not yet, but soon. Ryan rubs his wrist, his tough guy act crumbling. This isn't over. Yes, it is. And Ryan, tell Dan I said thanks for the information about your rent situation. Turns out your landlord is very interested in tenants who can't pay their bills. Ryan's face goes pale. What did you do? I made some phone calls. Amazing how quickly landlords respond when you provide them with documentation of their tenants' character issues. Lauren grabs Ryan's arm. We should go. Yeah, you should. And Lauren, check your email. I sent your family some interesting photos. They leave together, but I can hear them arguing in the hallway. The cracks in their relationship are starting to show, and I haven't even gotten started yet. Tomorrow I implement Phase 3 of my plan, and Phase 3 is where things get really interesting. The next morning starts with angry phone calls. First, it's Lauren's mother. Gregory, what is the meaning of these horrible pictures you sent us? Mrs. Davenport has never liked me, but she's always maintained a veneer of politeness. That veneer is gone now, replaced by pure maternal fury, though I suspect it's not directed at me. I thought you should know what your daughter has been doing during her marriage, Mrs. Davenport. These photos, with that boy from college, this is disgraceful. How long has this been going on? Based on the evidence, at least 3 months, possibly longer. There's a long pause, then, we raised her better than this. I thought you did too. The second call comes from Lauren herself, sobbing into the phone. My parents won't speak to me. My mother hung up when I tried to explain. What explanation could there possibly be for cheating on your husband? You don't understand the pressure I've been under. Our marriage was falling apart anyway. Our marriage was fine until you decided to improve it with adultery. Greg, please, I lost my job. Sandra fired me yesterday afternoon. I have nothing left. For a moment, I almost feel sorry for her. Then I remember the months of lies, the humiliation, the nights she came home smelling like him. You should have thought about that before you decided Ryan was more important than your marriage. Where am I supposed to go? I can't afford an apartment without my job. That's not my problem anymore, Lauren. The third call is the most interesting. It's from Dan, Ryan's roommate. Dude, you're my hero. Ryan came home last night ranting about some crazy husband. Then this morning his landlord called. Apparently someone provided documentation about Ryan's character issues. His lease is being terminated. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? It's beautiful. I'm finally free of that loser. But get this, he's been calling around trying to find a new place, and somehow every landlord he contacts already knows about his situation. It's like someone's been making phone calls. I smile. The rental market is very competitive these days. Ryan thinks you're some kind of evil genius. He's scared to leave the apartment because he thinks you're following him. I don't need to follow him. I just need to stay one step ahead. That afternoon, I implement the next phase of my plan. Lauren's company is having their monthly networking event at a downtown hotel, and thanks to Sandra's assistant, who apparently never liked Lauren, I know exactly when and where. I arrive early and set up in the hotel's business center. The event is in the main conference room, and through the glass walls I can see Lauren's former co-workers mingling with potential clients and partners. My laptop is connected to the hotel's presentation system, a simple matter of accessing their guest Wi-Fi and using some basic IT skills to override their display controls. The hotel staff thinks I'm part of the event setup. At exactly 7 p.m., when the presentations are supposed to begin, my video montage starts playing on every screen in the conference room. The reaction is immediate and electric. Conversations stop. People point and stare. Someone tries to turn off the screens, but I've locked them out of the system. The video runs for exactly 3 minutes, just long enough to tell the complete story of Lauren and Ryan's affair, complete with timestamps, locations, and text message screenshots. The soundtrack is Somebody That I Used to Know, which I thought was appropriately ironic. When it ends, the screens display a final message. Lauren Mason, former employee, current cheater. Ryan Foster, homewrecker for hire. Thank you for your attention. I pack up my equipment and leave through the back exit, but not before I see Lauren running from the building, her face buried in her hands. My phone starts buzzing immediately. Text messages from people who were at the event, social media notifications, missed calls. The video is already being shared online. But the best call comes an hour later, from Pete. Dude, you're trending on social media. Shark cheating wife exposed is getting thousands of shares. I didn't want to go viral. I just wanted the truth out there. Well, mission accomplished. But Greg, you might want to be careful. This level of public humiliation, people do crazy things when they're desperate. Pete's right, but I'm past caring about caution. For months, I was careful. I was understanding. I was patient. Where did that get me? That evening, I'm cleaning up the apartment when there's a knock at my door. I look through the peephole and see Lauren's father, Mr. Davenport. He's a big man, used to getting his way through intimidation and money. He owns a successful construction company and has never thought I was good enough for his daughter. Apparently, his opinion of me is about to improve relative to his opinion of her. Gregory, we need to talk. I open the door, but don't invite him in. Mr. Davenport, what you did tonight, that presentation, it was cruel. It was honest. You humiliated my daughter in front of her entire industry. Your daughter humiliated herself. I just provided documentation. He steps closer, trying to use his size to intimidate me. You need to stop this vendetta. Lauren made a mistake, but destroying her life won't fix your marriage. My marriage ended the moment she decided Ryan was more important than her vows. Everything since then has just been cleanup. She's my daughter. She's my wife, was my wife, and she chose to throw that away for a guy who can't even pay his own rent. Mr. Davenport's face reddens. You think you're so smart, don't you, with your computers and your schemes, but you're still just a nobody who got lucky with my daughter. If marrying a cheater is luck, I'd rather be unlucky. He leans in close. This ends now, Gregory, or there will be consequences. Is that a threat, Mr. Davenport? It's a promise. After he leaves, I double-check my door locks and security system. The Davenports have money and connections, and desperate people with resources can be dangerous. But I'm not backing down. Not when I'm this close to finishing what Lauren started. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. You win. I'm done. Ryan is all yours, Lauren. Ryan. Then another text, this one from Lauren. Are you happy now? Ryan left me. I have nothing. I type back. You had everything. You chose to gamble it away. That's not my fault. But as I look around the empty apartment, I wonder if Pete was right about desperate people doing crazy things. Because if Lauren and her family are planning something, I need to be ready. Tomorrow, I'll find out just how desperate they've become. The building's security cameras catch them at 2:17 a.m., Lauren, Ryan, and Mr. Davenport, huddled by the back entrance like amateur burglars planning their first heist. I'm watching the live feed from my laptop, having convinced our building's security company to give me temporary access after explaining my situation. They think I'm asleep. They think I'm unprepared. They're wrong on both counts. I've been expecting this for days. Desperate people make predictable choices, and the Davenport family has never been subtle about solving problems with force and money. My phone is already recording as I call the police. This is Greg Mason at the Metropolitan Apartments, Unit 4B. I have 3 individuals attempting to break into my apartment. I have them on security camera, and I believe they intend to destroy my property. The dispatcher takes my information and promises officers are en route. Then I call Pete. It's happening. They're here. You sure about this plan, man? Too late to change it now. I position myself in the hallway outside my apartment, my phone recording everything. The emergency lighting gives the scene a dramatic quality, like something from a thriller movie. They're using Mr. Davenport's construction tools to force the back entrance. The alarm system I installed last week starts shrieking the moment they breach the door. "Lauren, hurry up!" Ryan's voice echoes in the stairwell. "That alarm is going to wake the whole building." "I'm trying. The key doesn't work." "That's because I changed the locks," I call out, stepping into view. "But please don't let that stop you. Breaking and entering is so much more exciting than regular entering." They freeze like deer in headlights. Lauren drops the spare key she's been trying to use. "Greg, you scared us. We just wanted to talk." At 2 a.m? With bolt cutters? That's an interesting conversation starter. Mr. Davenport steps forward, trying to regain control of the situation. "Gregory, we need to discuss this situation like adults. Adults don't break into other people's homes. Adults don't threaten their daughters' estranged husbands. Adults don't enable cheating spouses." Ryan, who's been hanging back, finally speaks up. "Look, man, this has gone too far. Lauren's life is ruined. I lost my apartment, and you got your revenge. Can't we just call it even?" "Even?" I laugh, and the sound echoes off the concrete walls. "You think destroying my marriage is equivalent to exposing your affair? That's interesting math, Ryan." The building's other residents are starting to emerge from their apartments, drawn by the alarm and the shouting. Mrs. Chen from 4A peers out her door. The college students from 3C are recording everything on their phones. "Ladies and gentlemen," I announce to my growing audience, "I'd like you to meet my cheating wife, Lauren, her boyfriend, Ryan, and her father, Mr. Davenport. They've decided to resolve our marital issues through breaking and entering." Lauren's face burns with embarrassment. "Greg, please, not in front of everyone." "Why not? You weren't concerned about privacy when you were texting Ryan about our bedroom problems. You weren't worried about discretion when you were lying to my face every day for months." That's when Ryan makes his second mistake of the evening. Apparently deciding that intimidation worked so well the first time, he steps toward me aggressively. "Shut up, man. Just shut up and let us—" He doesn't finish the sentence because I'm holding a taser, a perfectly legal self-defense device I purchased after Mr. Davenport's visit. "I wouldn't come any closer, Ryan. This thing delivers 50,000 volts, and I've been looking for an excuse to test it." Ryan stops moving. "You're crazy." "I'm prepared. There's a difference." The sound of sirens fills the stairwell. Police officers appear at both ends of the hallway, their flashlights cutting through the emergency lighting. "NYPD, everyone stay where you are." Officer Martinez, no relation to Pete, takes control of the scene. I hand him my phone with the security footage and explain the situation calmly and clearly. These 3 individuals broke into the building and attempted to enter my apartment without permission. I have video evidence of the break-in and multiple witnesses to their presence here. Lauren tries to interrupt. "Officer, this is my husband. This is just a domestic dispute." "Estranged husband," I correct. "And domestic disputes don't typically involve breaking and entering at 2 a.m. Officer Martinez reviews the footage, then looks at the bolt cutters in Mr. Davenport's hands and the damaged back door. "Sir, I'm going to need you to put those tools down and step back." What follows is exactly what I expected. Lauren trying to play the victim, Ryan claiming they just wanted to talk, Mr. Davenport threatening lawsuits and demanding to speak to supervisors. But the evidence is overwhelming. Security cameras, multiple witnesses, physical damage to building property, and 3 people who can't keep their stories straight. As they're being led away in handcuffs, Lauren turns back to me. I hope you're happy, Greg. I hope this was worth destroying everything we had. I look at her, really look at her, for what I know will be the last time. The woman I married 7 years ago is gone, replaced by someone I don't recognize and don't want to know. We didn't have anything, Lauren. That was the problem. The police finish their report and leave. The other residents drift back to their apartments, already uploading videos to social media. The building maintenance crew arrives to fix the damaged door, and I'm alone again, standing in the hallway where my marriage officially ended. My phone buzzes with notifications. The videos from tonight are already going viral, adding to the social media storm that started with my presentation at Lauren's company event. Pete texts me. Saw the news. You okay? I text back, better than okay? I'm free. And for the first time in months, that's actually true. I walk back into my apartment and pour myself a whiskey. Outside, the city is waking up to another day. Somewhere out there, Lauren and Ryan are dealing with the consequences of their choices. Mr. Davenport is probably calling his lawyers. But that's their problem now. I raise my glass to the empty apartment. Here's to new beginnings. The whiskey tastes like victory.